Autumn or fall, whatever you want to call it, is my favorite season. I love fall, I love books, and so I'm here to do the Finally Fall book tag. Hello lovely book dragons, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Joana and I love to talk about books on this channel, specifically fantasy books. And today I am doing the Finally Fall book tag, which is just, this is my tag, guys. I love fall so much. I love books. And I was actually tagged. I was gonna do this regardless because of how much I love this tag, but I was tagged by like my favorite YouTuber to watch, and that is Elle Brooks. So thank you so much, Elle, for tagging me. I couldn't believe it when she tagged me. I kind of freaked out a little bit and I was just like so excited. So thank you so much, Elle, for tagging me, and let's jump right into the question. In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. For this one, I could not pick. I know, guys, I've been mentioning this one a lot on my channel lately, but I could not pick The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty and just the David Bott trilogy in general. I absolutely love those books. And by the way, I will probably not go too much into synopsis, so I will leave the books in the description, but I will say why these remind me of the question. And this one, it takes place in Cairo, and then in a second magical city named David. And the setting is just, it's just incredible. Like, you're reading this book and you see the colors, you smell the smells, you see it all, you feel it all, and it's just so beautiful. I feel, honestly, like this book makes me travel. It transports me. It can be raining outside, I don't care. I will feel like I'm in the desert. And on the flip side, I have the first book in the Winter Night trilogy, The Bear and the Nightingale. I only have read the first one. And while I wasn't a huge, massive fan of the first one, I think I will like the subsequent books better. But this one, on the flip side, it could be like 40 degrees Celsius outside, and I would think I'm in winter. Because the cold setting is just so vivid and just, it's just, you feel like you're there. I read it in the winter. I actually have a reading vlog of it, which I will leave linked up here. And it's just, the setting, it was so beautiful. The atmosphere was just incredible, which was my favorite aspect of the whole book. And then we have this folklore elements, these Russian folklore elements in it, and just so good. Nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. For this one, I'm gonna go with a sequel, and that is Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. Laini Taylor is known for her stunning and beautiful and impeccable writing, but this one deals with grief, with anger, and with vengeance/revenge. And the feelings that you see here, they're so visceral. You see these characters that are suffering from this and that have just the single-minded thing of like, I will have my revenge. I don't even care how long I have to wait, but I will get it. And just there's other characters who are also suffering and who also just don't, they just want others to suffer the way they suffer. So as much as the writing is simply stunning and beautiful and also a very vivid and beautiful setting, the topics are very difficult, and the anger and the revenge explored in these books is quite difficult to handle if you're not in the right place, so just be warned. But this book was just incredible. Fall is back to school season. Share a non-fiction book that taught you something new. I mean, every non-fiction book I read teaches me something new. That is why I pick up non-fiction. But I will pick a book that I read this year and that I actually really enjoyed. I have some more non-fiction on my shelves that I would love to get to. But I read Tuesdays with Morrie, and I just had such a good time reading this book. It was beautiful, and it doesn't teach me like a skill per se, but this is about a man who sees his Professor Morrie on TV and he's about to die, and then he goes to his house every Tuesday and they talk about life and life lessons and all that kind of stuff. And that book really touched me a lot. There was a lot of quotes that I lifted from the book, like that I highlighted, and just really absolutely love this book. So if you like, it's like a how do you say it, like a self-help book, but not really like a self-help book, you know what I'm saying? It's not those kinds of self-help books where like, just do this and this and then you'll be happy. It's more like this is the story of this old man telling his life story, and some of the stuff he said is just stuff that I want to implement in my life, and that I have people around me who are like that, and I always, when I see that, I'm like, yeah, I want to be more like that. And that's like not caring what other people think, just live your life. It is your life in the end, and when your time's up, and no one else is gonna, live your life for you. So for example, that is one of the big messages that I took from this, where I just try to care a little bit less about those kinds of things. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people you love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you like to be a part of. I mean, the obvious answer here is Bridge 4. Am I right? Like, that is absolutely the obvious answer. I don't even know if I did this tag last year and if I didn't say Bridge 4. So I'm gonna say Bridge 4 because that is just the truth. I just want to be a part of Bridge 4. The fifth question is the one with the colored spines. I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm gonna skip that one. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein someone is telling a story. And I had to think a bit, and then I remembered a book that I read a few years ago, and that I know some people have been reading lately, and that is Hyperion by Dan Simmons. I mean, this book I read really quite a few years ago, and I gave it 5 stars. I really loved it. But in this book, in this first one, you have a group of people and they are traveling somewhere, and it takes a very long time to get there. So each individual tells their own story to the group. So it's kind of like almost a short story collection-ish, but not really, because you have a plot around it. But still, like, you hear the stories from different people, and there's still some stories that, like, I still think about all the time. All the time. And I'm definitely due for a reread on Hyperion, but it's gonna be a while because I need to get my TBR under control and then I can do a reread. But yeah, Hyperion is so good. The nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. Okay, dark is one thing, but then it said creepy. And so for this one, I'm gonna go House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig, if I'm not mistaken. I read this book last year, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling, and it is creepy. Like, it is very creepy. You have this girl, and she and her sisters start getting taken to this land to dance, and like some of the sisters start dying, and then there's ghosts. I don't even remember it that well. I just remember it being so creepy and so atmospheric, and I thought that it was really, really good. It wasn't my favorite, and it isn't even a book that I mention all that often, but I did enjoy it. I think it was like a 3-star read, but maybe it was like a little bit more because I still think about it quite often. But yeah, it was really dark and creepy, and it was just very atmospheric and very actually beautiful if you think about it, in its dark and creepy way. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. For this one, guys, I have to go with The House of the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I have to. I really, like, there's no other option than this book for this question. This is the story of Linus Baker, and he goes to this orphanage with magical kids that are considered very dangerous, and he just goes there to see if everything's alright, and then he falls in love with the kids. He falls in love with the man who is in charge of the kids. It's just such a beautiful story on accepting each other, on just live and let live, you know, that kind of feeling. And then like just like this friendships, the family, the fun family in here is amazing. It's just so beautiful. And I know not everyone agrees, but I think this is like a book that is a hug, and it's just so heartwarming. I did read it in winter last year, and that was perfect. I love this book so much. Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. I feel bad saying this because I just reread this, but I'm always looking forward for a Mistborn reread. Always. I'm always looking forward for a Mistborn reread. But I'm going to pick a different answer. I'm going to pick Nevernight by J. Kristoff, because it's been so long since I have read those books. I read them when Dark Dawn came out, so it's been a few years now. And at the time I'm filming this, I still don't have my copy of Empire of the Vampire, which I'm really sad that it's still not here. I hope it's going to come soon. It should, but you never know. So, Nevernight. It's a book that I know it's not for everyone. It's very quirky, and J. Kristoff all the stuff about J. Kristoff I don't even want to get into. I just really enjoyed those books so much. And I had such a good time reading them. I loved them. I felt so invested in those characters. I don't know, those books took over my life when I was reading them. And I have been talking with my friend Ruby about rereading them because we read them together. When I first read them, it was her reread, and she was reading them with me. And I just really want to reread Nevernight and get God's Grave and Dark Dawn. I just really want to get to them again. Fall is the perfect time for a cozy reading night. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. So for me, it's like, I got this in my September birthday unboxing. If you saw, this is an hoodie or an hoodie, like, so drop the H, hoodie. However you pronounce this. It's basically huge sweater that's also a blanket, and it's Sherpa lined, and it's just so warm and cozy. And that one was a gift from my friend Sophia. So I would typically pick something like this that's really warm and cozy. Big glass of water and a mug of tea, and like a little snack like cookies or something like that, or carrot cake, and then you're good to go. Do you need anything else? Yeah, some candles that smell like pumpkin. That's it. Spread the autumn appreciation and tag some people. All right, well, I will tag Abby, and I will tag Vish, and I will tag Ali, and I will tag Grace, and I will tag Sophia. And that's it. Those are the people that I tag, so I will leave all of the channels linked down below. And in the meantime, leave fall leaves in the comments of this video if you don't have anything to say. But I would love to know. I would love to know if you like fall. because that's the first question. Do you like fall? Because I feel like so many people don't like fall, which I don't understand because it's just the best season ever. Regardless. But what I would like to know is, what are some books that for you are just a perfect transition from like the summer into the fall season? What are some of your favorite warm books that make you feel super warm in the fall? You know, what are some recommendations? Because I'm looking for some of those. And yeah, that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy reading.